Hello, my friends. Do you like magical stories? Stories with kings, queens, enchantments, and a powerful life lesson? Today, I will tell you the story of the King of the Black Isles. It is a story full of mystery, sadness, and finally, hope. So listen carefully, relax, and enjoy learning English through this wonderful tale. Once upon a time in a faraway land, there was a great kingdom called the Black Isles. It was a beautiful place, full of people, houses, markets, and gardens. The king of this land was named Mahmud. When King Mahmud died at the age of 66, his son became the new ruler. The young king loved his people, and he also loved his wife very much. She was his cousin, and he believed that she loved him too. But the truth was different. One afternoon, while the young king was half asleep, he heard something shocking. Two of the queen's maids were whispering, "What a pity! Our mistress no longer loves the king. She is an enchantress, and she may even wish to kill him." The king pretended to sleep, but his heart was broken. He soon discovered that it was true. His wife, the queen, was secretly a powerful sorceress. She loved not her husband, but a black slave. The king grew angry. One day he mortally wounded the slave for his betrayal. The queen was furious. She begged to build a palace in the garden where she could mourn her beloved slave. There she cried and wept for 2 long years. Finally, the king asked her to stop. But instead of listening, the queen spoke terrible words of magic. At once, the king's body turned to stone. He became half man, half marble. And that was not all. With her dark power, she enchanted the entire city. She turned the people into fish, red, white, yellow, and blue. She transformed the great city into a lonely lake and 4 mountains. This was how the land became the Black Isles. Every day the cruel enchantress came to the king. She beat him with a whip of buffalo hide and left him to suffer. The poor king lived in sadness, waiting for someone to free him. One day a sultan from another kingdom visited the Black Isles. He met the young king, who was still half stone, and listened to his sorrowful story. The sultan felt pity and promised to help. The next morning he went to the Palace of Tears, where the queen cared for her wounded slave. But instead of the slave, it was the sultan lying on the couch, pretending to be him. The queen entered. "Oh, my love," she whispered, "are you better today?" The sultan answered in the voice of an Ethiopian, "How can I be better when I hear the cries of your husband every night?" The queen was surprised and overjoyed. "At last you speak. Do you want me to set him free?" "Yes," said the sultan. "Free him at once, so I may rest." The queen hurried out, took a cup of water, and spoke magic words. She threw the water on the king, and instantly he became human again. But the sultan was not finished. He told the queen, "The fish cry out every night at midnight. You must also return them to their human form." So she went to the lake, said her spells, and the people became men, women, and children again. The empty plain turned back into a great city. The queen had restored everything, without knowing she had fallen into a trap. When she returned to the palace, the sultan called her close. Then with one swift strike of his sword, he cut the wicked enchantress in two. At last the king was free, the city was alive again, and justice was done. The young king thanked the sultan with tears of joy. The sultan replied, "I have no children. Come with me, and I will make you my heir." Together they returned to the sultan's capital. The sultan told his court the story, rewarded the fisherman who first discovered the secret, and gave him and his family wealth for life. And so the king of the Black Isles lived happily again, free from sorrow, and his people rejoiced forever. My friends, this was the story of the King of the Black Isles. From this story we learn, true love is not always what it seems. Evil may win for a while, but in the end, truth and justice are stronger. Keep listening, keep practicing, and your English will grow, story by story.